So what's different? Well, number one, in 2008 or 11, there was no COVID. That's a big difference, right? There was no war in Yemen. There was no war in Syria. Syria had just started in 2008. There was no war in Syria. There was no war in Ethiopia. There was nothing happening in northeast Nigeria. So, looking back, for me, this is a lot worse than 2008 or 2011. Maybe in 2008 and 11, you didn't feel like that and you said, oh my God, what is happening here? But now looking back, it looked much more stable than what we are dealing with as we speak. Also, don't forget that in 2008, dollar was weak. So prices of commodities were up, but dollar was weak. That's why also they were up. Today, dollar is strong compared to 2008. So you can say that some of these price increases are having a real impact. You're going to be in a worse state. Just to put this in perspective, Ukraine, this part, it supplies wheat to many, many countries, but about 26 countries import more than half of their wheat from these countries. So it is a significant impact. But also the issue is that it is not only about grain prices. It is also about fuel. It is also about oil. Because if oil goes up, or when oil goes up, everything else goes up. Why? Because everything has to be transported. So that is the pass-through. Then when the price goes up, guess who pays more? The consumer. Where do you pay more? At the market. So when basic commodity prices go up, it hurts. When oil goes up, it really hurts. Because it's not only about food, it is about everything. This is why we talk about general inflation and we talk about food inflation. And right now, both are going up. Our costs right now are about 44% higher than 2019. Okay. And they are higher because of rise in food commodity prices and also rise in fuel prices. Is equivalent to $71 million per month more, meaning $852 million over a year more. And that $852 million could have fed 3.8 million people for a year. So that's the money side. The other part is levels of hunger in the world. Last year, again, we set a record high by assisting 128 million people with cash and with food. That was our record high in our 60-year plus history. Previous year, meaning 2020, we helped 115 million people. That was a record high at that time. And this year, we are planning to assist 145 million people. And you know how much? About $20 billion. Of that $20 billion which we need in this year, we have about a 50% gap, meaning we are $10 billion short. Which means that in many, many places, we have to cut rations. Instead of giving someone one meal per day, we end up giving them half a meal per day. And these people are also in millions. So after COVID, with these rising prices, with all the wars which are going on, it's a terrible cocktail. And we are kind of like the last resort for many, many people, because if we cannot get to them, they pay the ultimate price.
Ini ya, akhir-akhir ini kita tuh tagihan listrik itu naik melonjak banget deh. Biasanya kita bayar per 2 bulan 200 lebih, sekarang sudah 300 lebih. Waduh, kita ini bagaimana ya untuk kedepannya lagi, mudah-mudahan bisa beransur-ansur turun. Itu yang kita harapkan.
Iya, apalagi pasnya COVID ini udah 2 tahun nggak kerja, ya mesti bayar angsuran rumah, angsuran listrik, gas, kondominio. Tinggal gantung diri nyari duitnya ini, ya.
Ya, untuk bensin juga ya di sini harganya tinggi banget. Yang biasanya 1,19 sekarang jadi 2,19. Jadi naiknya berasa banget kalau yang sering bawa mobil.
Tapi yang benar katanya naik 2 something.
Kita lihat dari berita sebenarnya jadi naik di atas biasanya diesel itu 1 euro 3 sen.
Sekarang sampai
2 lebih dari 2.
Sama gas naiknya sampai 3 kali lipat kali ya dari seperti tahun lalu.
Kita terima ini boleto atau rekening gas
per 2 bulan.
Tiba-tiba naik 3 kali lipat dari tahun lalu. Padahal konsumsinya berkurang. Biasanya bayar 340 ya euro, sekarang 900. Jadi benar-benar ini terasa benar. Ini akibat dari perang itu kali ya, karena masalah Rusia dan Ukraina.